Hello friends, welcome to another interesting and informative episode. If you're new here, my name is Julie for 254 Nature Growers. I post videos on gardening, growing affordable food at home, and how you can save money. So in this episode, we want to cure our onions. I want to share a few tips on how to preserve your onions for longer. So let's get in and enjoy the video. A good start to day 3. I found this spot that is partially shaded in my garden under this oleander tree. This is the yellow oleander. I have a video on the garden trees I have. Avoid drying your onions under direct sunlight. Just select a shaded spot. This will promote even drying of your onions. Also, there's no sharp drop in temperature when you take them inside. Wherever you place them, if it's an open area, you cannot leave them overnight because the dew will settle on them and you'll mess up the curing process of your onions. I got a variety of sizes when I harvested. Some were big, some were medium, some were really tiny. Majority of them were medium sized. I got some big that we have already eaten. When drying your onions, don't put them in a heap. Just spread them flat on the surface. This way there's even drying of your onions. There are two options. Some people dry the onions with the green parts still attached to it, but for me I choose to remove the roots and the green leaves because I don't want to preserve my onions by knitting them together. I'm going to put them in a mesh bag, so I removed the roots and the green leaves. After harvesting your onions, they will have a high water weight, so if you weigh them a day or 2 or 3 days after harvesting, they still have high water weight, so it will not be the true weight of the onions. You have to give them time to dry. Even when traders come and they want to buy onions from you, you have to dry your onions first so that what they are going to buy is the dry weight. So at this point I've been drying my onion for more than 4 weeks, so they are dry, and what I'm going to weigh is the dry weight, not the water weight. For the first 2 weeks after harvesting my onions, I would bring them outside and take them back to the house in the evening. And when carrying your onions, avoid bumping them. Don't be in a hurry and bump them together, especially if they still have the wet weight. It means they can easily breathe and you will not have them for long. So just be patient and carry them well. Don't bump them together. Or when you are pouring them, spreading them to dry, don't be rough and throw them onto the surface. Be gentle so that you don't bruise your onions. Here I have some onions that have the green tops. So these ones have broken the dormancy state. Let me bring it closer. These ones have broken the dormancy state. So it's important to store your onions in a cool, dry and dark place. If the humidity is high and they have exposure to any sunlight, they will break the dormancy and they will start growing. That is why this size of onions, the small ones, you can regrow them and they can become big bulbs. So you just leave the roots. So another importance of trimming off the roots is just to make the bulb to go into dormancy, not to grow, so it can dry well. You see, when you press it like this, it is hard. It's not soft and mushy. The temperature of your room where you store your onions should be about 70 degrees Fahrenheit or approximately 21 degrees Celsius. Also, use a surface that allows ventilation of your onions, or whatever container you use. It should allow free airflow. The room should be well ventilated. The humidity should be low. If the humidity is high, you will have them sprouting again and coming out of dormancy. They will start growing again, which means you cannot have your onions for a long period. So you can either build a farm structure where you can be storing your onions, where you don't have to move them in, take them in and bring them out all the time. Or if you take them in and out, the room where you place them, make sure there's good ventilation, the correct temperature, and you can have your onions even for a year. This variety is it's a mild variety, so I expect this to be good for about 6 months. It's not the pungent variety, the one that makes you tear when you cut it. Those ones usually preserve for long, for a year or even more. As you continue drying your onions, this outer skin will continue coming off. So I shared a video on what you can do with this dry skin, on how you can use the dry skin to control pests. So if you get these doubles, it's best to eat them. Don't store these ones for long because they usually go bad very fast. Let me show you another one that is see, like this one was also a double, and look at this point. It's soft and mushy. I don't know where the other part is. It broke off, you see. So when you get these twins, don't store them for long. Eat them fast. And this skin is very useful. Don't remove them by hand. They'll just come off by themselves as you dry your onions. Make a point to inspect your onions every week wherever you have stored them, because a few can go bad and you need to remove them. Don't leave the ones that have gone bad among the good ones, because that you're going to be creating an environment for disease, and you will not be able to preserve your onions for a long period. So always come and check the onions. Any that are soft or mushy or look damaged, remove them from the rest. Look at this one. See? So you have to separate this from the good onions. It's soft, it's watery, yet the rest are hard, good quality. So if you find any that have gone bad like this one, always remove them separate it from the rest of the good onions. So here I have a mesh bag. This is what we use to store our onions. Even when you go to the market, you'll find such mesh bags. This can be bigger, the spaces can be bigger or smaller. So these mesh bags are good because they allow good air circulation. Remember I said you should store your onions where they are well ventilated and away from direct sunlight. So this is what you do. You just fill the mesh bag with the onions. Once it's full, you can tie it up and you stack them. You can only stack them when they are already dry. If you stack them when they have the water weight, you will bruise your onions. You have to lay out your onions in the sun to dry, because look at this. Yeah. See? So this is going to dry up. Whoops! You. I filled the bag with the onions. I've spared you the details. So this is it. So this is what you're going to weigh. Ow, it's heavy. My balance is there. That's what you use. It's good enough, especially for heavy produce, because you usually use sacks and just hang it there. Mesh bag is inside here. With the onions. This is let's see, this is 7 kilograms. So I'm going to weigh the rest of the onions. And I'll tell you the total weight. These are the last big bulbs that were here. We've eaten a lot of the big bulbs. So I'm done. So it's 11 kg again for these big bulbs. So I was measuring them, I was filling them here to the sack. So this is the total. This is a total. And the final 11 kg.